Back when the club sold carpet, we had this layout made for the F and H. Well, we would sell you this hunk of material, and this is what you would cut it up and how you would use it. And the back side gives you some rough dimensions. This is for the coupe. The convertible will be narrower in some sections, like the rear panel, because of the top cylinders. This is the bezel that goes on the rear panel. These are unique. FGH. These look like wheel cover bezels, spinners, but they're so much shorter. And they are a different part number. 2162250. These are the ones you don't want to lose. You know, the idea maybe you could make one out of those. Oh boy. You don't want to lose. And, interestingly, they have their own retainer for the medallion. You know what I mean? And that retainer must be small compared to normal hubcaps too. That is the original H carpet that had been in our, and since we're going to put new carpet on there, that had to come off. You can see that somebody cut a hole in there. That's not supposed to be in there. You put a speaker in there. Other than that, it's just a good old piece of 1962 plywood. So here's our board, which is going to need carpet. And what you need is a 54 by 28 piece. Actually, don't even need that much, because you know, the seats cover parts of it. But I've got some gold carpet. We will cut out a piece, glue it on. This is the easy part. When I say you don't have to cut it all, you see that black section? That's the part that will be exposed. And this is what somebody did way back. I'm going to cut the hole and use it. So there's the back panel cut to size and lightly glued across the top. It's still open down here. The windows cut in for the seats. I'll tell you, a pair of good quality scissors made for carpet can make you look like a pretty darn good upholsterer. Dragged over some medallions I had in stock. 2009. Beauties. So there we have the back panel done. Bezel with a new medallion. They're not the easiest things to install. Anyway, I brought over that seat and tested it in holes. So this is set to go be put into storage. Tool ready for it. One down. Back in '98, I bought an H that was a car from Arizona, and I put it away, never touched it. Happened to be walking past it. Gee, it has original carpet on the front and rear consoles. What a great thing for patterns. So I dragged them over here. I haven't cleaned them or touched them or anything, but so you got the cutout there. I suppose that's similar to the cutout they have in the F and G for the seat brace. The H doesn't have it, but it gives you hand access anyway to get up in there and get to the ashtray and things. Not attached at the back. It seems to have a cut. And it's not glued anywhere. Maybe at one time it was. Up here in the nose, you've got this panel which goes over the snaps to cover, you know, the tachometer area. Down here is where that carpet trim will anchor it. Yeah, you can still see the carpet trim there. And looking at the passenger side. Passenger side seat, there and there. I know because when I took it off yesterday, I had to raise the seat, unbolt it and raise it. And then down to where that carpet strip again, which on the nose, one that snapped there seems to curl. And it also is not glued. Go to the rear console, passenger side. I remember, I think they call that whip stitching. Doesn't appear to be glued. I did notice there's, see that stitched. I don't know that you really have to because you've got the rear seat cushion in this area. I think that's a minor point anyway. And retained there by the carpet strip again. I don't see anything different on the driver's side. Again, that anchored by the carpet strip. The whip stitching. I'll put these back together to see if there's something about that carpet. It would appear then that the rear carpet is the outer. That stitching makes it look presentable. I don't really. This is the driver's side front carpet removed from the console. 49 inches. That says 17, you might say 17 and a half. At the top, the original had this fabric. And you can see it was sewn in. We're not going to have that, so that's going to have to be carpet. Yeah, 17 and a half should do you. Yeah, the far end down to 15 and a half. But you've got leeway there because you can trim to the carpet hold down pieces. So today I've been playing with the carpet. There's your original piece. And I've allowed way too much down here. That's an easy trim once it gets installed. I'll probably use you to describe what I did on this side, which I haven't done. But, that's the rail that will trap the carpet. The rail has 5 bolts that are in this sliding track to catch there, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what I did was get my carpet blank, and then I glued it right along this section here using Phillips head screwdrivers to poke here, here, and on those 5. Let it set. But even then, how are you going to get this and all 5 of those bolts, which want to walk forward and back, and catch all 5? Because you're just not going to put it down on there. You won't have all of them in line. So it's a wrestle while you chase those. This one, let's see, I don't have a bolt there. I got 4 bolts in. I wanted it to get set. I'll take it back off, and then I'll put the 5th bolt in. Once the other ones are all established. But that is a heck of a wrestle. with those 5 bolts that want to keep sliding. They are long enough so that you can get to them from the underside. There. There you go. There's the rear console. Take it as far as we can take it until we put it in the car, and then that'll tell us the trimming here and on the nose. But the only thing you check for is make sure your carpet weave is pretty much parallel. These are going to have to come back off. But the carpet's got glue on it, so next time they come off, it should be easier to put the replacements on. Laying out the console carpet for the front console. I've got a black one. I'll take that off, but underneath that is the H. The black one is the one that was on this car. And it pretty much approximates the H. But I'm figuring you need a blank 52, 23, driver's side front. We've got the black one laid over the gold. Looks like a 51 by 18 would get the job done there. And so here's the other side, ready for tracing and cutting. Remember, when you do your tracing and cutting, if the face of the carpet is down here, you want the face of the carpet down there. Otherwise, if you had this flipped, you'd be getting yourself a mirror image, which may not fit. So, carpet side down, carpet side down. Compared to the back console, the front console carpet is a breeze. You only got 4 bolts to chase on the top thing. Plus, you see there's no big of that U-dip. So there's hardly any contours you gotta fuss with. Now, this is as far as I can take it until it gets installed, and then I'll have to trim the nose and the sides, but well, that's what you call progress. Woof.